Another way of organizing things in the scene is basically using what it called layers. In order to bring the layer menu, we have to go to the windows and the default tray, making sure that layers is on. So when the layers is on, you see the menu like this. It shows you like how many layers you have. At this point, you have only one layer, and also show you which layer is actually active. So which this one layer 0 basically, because only one layer. It also show that this layer is visible and the color of that layer. So let me just create the first layer I want. I'm gonna go here and call the first layer window, and I'm gonna call another one, and I'm gonna call that roof. So now I have 3 layers. So what's gonna happen is that right now everything is on. I didn't put anything in any of these layers. What happened is that if I put like this layer, roof active, and start drawing object, like for example drawing a rectangle or something, when this layer is active, that means that all the layers that all the object that I created at this point is actually created in the roof layer. So if I triple click on this, under the entry info, it shows that is on layer roof. So let me just go back here, making sure that you know where to find the entry levels. You have to go entry info. You have to go to window, default tray, and making sure that the entry info is actually on. So it just show itself in the default tray. So right now, whatever object that I create is basically will be on the roof. Now if I go here and then change the layer to window and start drawing something in like a window. So let's say trying to draw a triangle by selecting the polygon and then changing the side to 3, and then start drawing a triangle, and then I'm gonna give it a geometry, so bring it up a little bit. Now whatever created in this one is gonna be under layer of window. So if I go back to the selection mode, pressing space and then triple click, you see that the entry info is actually all in the window layer. So what's gonna happen if I go here and then turn the window layer off? Oh, that's the current layer. So let me just put the current layer on layer 0 and start turning off the visibility of window layer. So that object that I just drew is just gonna disappear. Then I can turn off the other one, and that's gonna be turn off this second object that I created. So that's basically very helpful because sometimes you're working on one object and you don't want to be disturbing with the other pieces or elements. Like for example, you can create a layer for landscape. You can create a layer for a plant. You can create a layer for car, or you can create a layer for window, door, anything that you think that it's worth kind of helping you navigate through this. It's going to be helpful to create some sort of layer and put those objects within that specific layer. The other thing that you see here is that the color things. So I have multiple colors here. So I'm going to put the roof color. If I click on this color and bring the edit material with color, and I can just, for example, go to the roof and put this on the blue, pressing OK. And then for the window, I'm going to go with like something green. So 3 different, you can change opacity, you can add a texture or anything. This color that you see here, it's not actually the color effect that you see when you are going to be getting a render or getting an export or something like that. It just then guide you through the drawing. So if I go here and let's see, I'll show you this one. It's actually, I'll show this on the next video, but if I go back here and turn on the layer, you see that all those objects will be back on. So let's say that I already have some objects, so I'm going to delete these things that I have already here, and I want to organize them in a layer format. What is basically, how can I do that? So in order to be able to do this type of things, what you have to do is that you have to have the entry info window on. So I'm going to go here under the roof that I already created, and I'm going to go over and select the whole roof all components. I'm going to select and then select all the roof that you see here. Now under the entry info, you see that it says right now all the objects will be on the layer 0. What I can do is that I'm going to change that and then bring them under the layer roof. If I double click outside, then those objects will be under the layer roof. So if I go here and then turn off, that's going to be the roof layer that's going to be disappear. Now I'm missing some object here, so this one is also will be under the roof. So I can go here, it says layer 0, and I'm going to change that one to roof, and that's going to be another pieces that going to. So if I turn the roof off, now you see that I basically turning off all the roofs here. And if you notice, when I turn off the roof, I basically can see the inside or interior space of my building. So that gives me opportunity to edit some of the features within the building. Right, so that's another advantages of creating different layers. So now I'm going to go over here. I'm going to select the component, and I'm going to select all the objects here. And under the entry info, I'm going to change this one to window. I'm going to double click outside, and let's see what's happened if I turn the window off. So now this window off, and I can see again inside the building. Let's go look at the other side of the building. You see this window, I didn't edit this window, I just edited this one. That's the difference between the components. So I edit one of the component in my scene, which was this window right here. But since this is a copy of the other one, or they are kind of duplicate, that means that the whatever specification I give to one of them is going to be adapted to the other one. This is not the case when you're working in a group. So this is a big difference between a group and a component, because when you're working with the group, when you change something, it's not going to affect any of on the duplicate one. So now I see that you can see the inside of this building as well, and maybe I need to, for example, create another one and call this one ceiling. Under the ceiling, I'm going to select this one because this is drop ceiling, and I'm going to change the layer from layer 0 to ceiling. And if I turn this off, you can see that I can see the interior of this space as well.